Yo, I'm on my way home from, I went to dinner with my family, went to stop by the fraternity, Sigma Chi, because they were doing some initiation stuff, and then went and saw my girlfriend. But, man, I was thinking, because I was driving by my hometown, so between Denton and where I live now is my hometown, so I was driving through it, and there were some apartments, and I was just like, I know some people that live there. I started thinking about, like, why we don't talk no more. Like we really don't. And I know that, like, they support me. They do support me, and they're like, man, I love seeing you do great things. My bad for shaking. We love seeing you do great things. But it's like, it's weird, man. Once you reach a certain level of success, you can tell, like, people get weird. Like people get funny when there's money involved. Once you start making money, people get funny. Not everybody, but man, a good majority of them, more than I would have thought or liked to expect. So it's like yeah, they're telling you all this stuff. Like, you see them in person, they're like, man, I love watching you, but like they say it in a certain tone, and it's like, I don't know, maybe they're just a little awkward. Maybe they don't know how to react to your success or something like that. I would like to think, that's what it is, but or maybe they are jealous and envious, and they hate you for it. It is what it is. But what I was gonna say is like I didn't get lucky. I didn't. What I did was I looked at what the cards God gave me. I'm gonna get spiritual because I am a spiritual person. I looked at the cards that God gave me, and I followed my path. I felt like business was my path. I felt like business is where I needed to be. So I followed it. I started learning marketing, learning sales. So like the first card God gave me was like my dad. Entrepreneur, owned businesses, had a shit ton of books. I took advantage of it. I always picked his brain. We always talked about stuff. I learned how he thought. I saw patterns. Learned what prospecting was, sales, closing, all sorts of stuff, man. I read a ton growing up. The next card that God gave me was I grew up in a roofing family, so I knew the roofing game. The next card God gave me was He gave me an opportunity to intern with some very successful entrepreneurs. I learned a lot about sales, a lot about, scaling teams, building businesses. Another card that God gave me was college. He gave me Sigma Chi. He gave me all my brothers. He gave me, my fraternity. He gave it to me. So I start piecing all those together, and I look at all the cards, and I did a lot of self-reflection. I'm like, all right, God gave me this, God gave me this, God gave me this. How can I fit it together? How can I look for a pattern within there? Kind of became clear to me, like, okay, I got this roofing thing. I got these fraternity brothers that want to do something great. They want to learn sales. They want to make money. And I learned, sales, and I learned how to teach other people sales. I learned how to scale teams, build businesses. All right, boom. Like it just came to me one day. It's like, all right, I need to build a team from a roofing, since that's what I grew up in, a roofing team, putting my fraternity brothers on, teaching them sales, and using the knowledge that I've gained, building a business. And boom, I'm starting to scale Lone Star. Our last year, before I joined, Brett was at 1.5 mil. This year, our goal is 5 million. It's February right now, and I think we're about to close on like 1.7, 1.8. It's like 2 months in, and we're 40% of the way, pretty much. Not too bad. Our goal is 5 million. I think we have 5 million easy. Brett came in. He's like, dude, we should push it to 10. He told me that today. And I agree, because like my teams are barely even getting out there. But like why I say that is because like those were the cards that God gave me. Those were really what I feel God put me on this earth for. Not to build a team, but to build a team at this point in my life. That's not to say 10 years from now maybe we sell the company, maybe it's still running. I don't even know. You know, maybe it's the size of Vivint. You know, we got all these fraternity boys, just like Vivint has all these college people. You never know. But I feel like that's what God wanted me to do right now. And I did a lot of self-reflecting with that. I did a lot of, like, I worked my ass off for it. In all honesty, I worked my ass off for it. And I used all the cards God gave me. I didn't get lucky. It's just I followed the path. But the reason I say that is because everybody has cards that God gave them. Everybody does. You're not put on this earth to. Maybe you are. You know, I'm not judging. You don't have to be. Not everybody has to make millions of dollars. Not everybody has to build businesses. That's just what I wanted to do. Some people are athletes. Some people in high school, you just see that their athletic potential is outrageous. They have this work ethic. They just work their asses off, and they go to these camps. They meet the right people. Like, that's not luck. Like, God gave them that talents, but they had to do something with it. Some people just know a shit ton of stuff. You know, they love science. They're passionate about science. That's not luck. Like, God gave them the starting blocks, but they had to do something with it. They had to go to Stanford. They had to study biology or bioengineering, shit like that. Like, none of that's luck. Like, I don't believe in luck. Like, I believe luck occurs when preparation meets opportunity. So that, like, they got the cards, but they had to do something with it. There's so many people with wasted potential. I know I grew up with so many people that were so fucking good at sports, and then it's like, I don't know, maybe they didn't want to play sports. Maybe they didn't feel that was their calling, but maybe it was God's plan for them, and maybe they just didn't take advantage of it. So like if they did decide to take advantage of it, people would look at them and they'll be like, oh, you're lucky. You know, you're lucky. You just had this genetics. You know, God wanted you to do it. Nah, bro, that's not luck. Like, they had to do something with it, because like now they're not. And look at what they're doing. You know, they're stuck in the same hometown. That's really what brought it up, is a lot of the people I grew up with are just in the same hometown, which is cool, man. It's cool. Like, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, like just don't come at me. Don't say that I'm lucky or some shit like that. It's just like take inventory of what God gave you. Take inventory of the cards. Think about the greats out there. So like Andy Frisella, he's a super successful entrepreneur. First Form is his company. It's like supplements, worth like $3-4 billion with a B, billion. Dude, I couldn't do that. You know, I couldn't, because that's not what God put me here for. You know, God didn't make me a fat kid like Andy, which that's one of his cards. God didn't decide to talk to one of his buddies to start a supplement company, one of his cards. Not fucking quit for 8 years while they didn't make no money, one of his cards. And then go on to teach other people once he did start making money how to do it, one of his cards. Like, those are his cards. Like, that's what God put him on this earth for. I couldn't do that. If I wanted to sell supplements, man, I don't know. Maybe I could sell supplements, but I honestly, I'm sure if I wanted to build a company, I could. Like, you could do anything that you set your mind to, but maybe it wouldn't be as easy as it was for Andy. And that's not to say that it was easy. It's just to say those are his cards. So like, somebody else could be like sure, they could build a business like me. Maybe it wouldn't be as easy, but that's not to say it's easy for me. Like, it's hard. It's simple, but it's hard. It's fucking hard. But it was easier for me because that was the cards that God gave me. So it's like, I started from here, whereas if somebody else, they would have to learn the roofing game. They're down here. Because I grew up with the roofing game, I have all that knowledge. They would have to be down here. So it's looking at those cards, looking at what God gave you, and taking it from there. Ryan Stewman, another one, my mentor, my boss right now. Same thing, bro. Like he went to prison, one of his cards. He came out, got a job at a car wash, and met a lady that said, hey, you should sell loans, one of his cards. Started killing it, working his ass off because he went to prison, and he knew what the bottom was, grew up in poverty, knew what the bottom was, decided he didn't want that, one of his cards. Killed it in loans, one of his cards. Obama creates the Dodd-Frank Act, says, hey, if you're a felon, which he's a felon, that's one of his cards, you can't do loans no more. So he's had to stop doing that. Started teaching loan officers how to crush it because he killed it, one of his cards, and started teaching other business owners. Like, that was his story, bro. Like, it's hard to fucking look at that and be like, all right, God didn't give you these cards because he wanted you to piece them together in this way. Like, I feel like the most successful people out there are the ones that learn how to piece their puzzle together. And I'm watching it happen right now. Like, God gave me these pieces. I'm piecing it together. I'm going to have a $5 million company by the end of this year. I'm going to be partners in a $5 million company. Next year, our goal is probably 10, 15. We'll see. We'll see how fucking fast we scale this one to 5 million. And then we'll make a new goal. Doubling it, tripling it. I don't think that's insane. I really don't. But like, those were the cards that God gave me, and I took advantage of it. So it's no luck. Everybody has those things, and no judging it if yours isn't. You know, growing up in a roofing family, which roofing you can make good money. Like, I'm not judging you if that's not yours. I don't care about the money. But like, are you the happiest person that you could be? Are you living to your true potential? Are you doing what you were put here to do? And I really don't know what I was put here to do. Except for right now. I know what I'm supposed to do right now, so I'm focused right now. People always talk about having a long-term vision. Yeah, that's cool. You know, have a long-term vision, but like, don't get too caught up in it. Just do what you need to do now so that whenever the long-term vision comes and you do understand what you're supposed to do. So for me, I understand what I'm supposed to do at 35, 40, 50, all the way down to 80. Once I do understand that, I'm prepared for it. So for me, back when I was 15, 16, I didn't know that I was supposed to scale this company to 5 million, you know, help employ my fraternity. But I didn't even know I was going to college or joining a fraternity. But I was learning all those sales skills, put myself in the right room, meeting the right people, everything that I had to do right there, so that once this opportunity presented itself, I was prepared. And that's what luck is. Man, I just want to get that off my chest, put this out here, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll post it. I know I'm going to eventually. I don't know if I'm going to keep it for my kids or everybody, but today is February 26th. It's past midnight. February 27th now. Nah, it's February 26th. Yesterday was February 25th, and we're about to go to Miami. We're about to go Miami on a crypto, one of Dan Fleischman's events. Got to be up early in the morning. That's just bro, perfect example. There ain't no luck, bro. I'm about to get 4 hours of sleep tonight. But like, that's what I signed up for, bro. That's like the cards God gave me. And I'm not even mad about it. Like, I want that shit. But like, that's how it is. But I'm pulling up to my house. I just want to get that off my chest. Hope that made sense. Helped some of y'all kind of get a definition of what success is. Success is just taking the cards God gave you and crushing it with them. Go crush it, guys.